So welcome, this is Street View Interview. I'm here with a comedian and friend, Ryan Cull. And
comedian first.
Comedian and friend.
Friend second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that applies. I think that applies to every comedian, to be honest with you.
I'm here with my acquaintance, Ryan Cull.
Yeah. Colleague.
So just hanging out, looking at the earth and stuff. And so now we're going to be basically taking a virtual tour of your life as told through places.
Yeah, places that have meant a lot to me in my life.
Yeah.
Or just been recent that I could think of, to be honest. But let's do it. What was the first one?
Anything in your brain. So the first question is take me to a place where something life-changing happens.
All right. So basically we're going to go to the where is it? It's got to be around here somewhere. We're going to go to the Toronto Hospital for Sick Children, which is always a fun place to come back and visit, to be honest with you. I don't really know where it is. It's right there.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. So basically, when I was a kid, which my Edinburgh show is about, there you go, the Toronto Hospital for Sick Children. I always feel guilty. I've never contributed any money to the place that took me in when I was a sick child. So that's been my thing.
So what are you saying? You're going to donate all your Edinburgh tickets?
When I become successful, I've totally made a promise that there'll be one day the Ryan Cull West Wing.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, I had a problem with my hip when I was a child. So when I was 7 years old, I had to wear leg braces for about 2 years of my life. And this is where I got diagnosed, and this is where I guess...
So leg braces are like, you had like a metal...
Like I had we should actually have a photo.
Like a Forrest Gump type.
See, that's what everyone always says. Yeah. And they were not Gump-like. Okay, Forrest Gump does not speak for leg braces wearers. Okay, he set us back 50 years.
Oh, really?
Okay, he is not the one. You know why? Because there's that scene, right, where it's like he's running in leg braces, and it's absolute horseshit because it's like...
Oh, yeah, and they just fly off.
Yeah, like fucking Saving Private Ryan, just shrapnels going everywhere. And he does not speak for us. Because, like, I'll show you pictures. This is what I had to wear.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You can't run in these bad boys, right?
Maybe we can show that.
If we can show that, I don't know if you can show that.
We'll superimpose it.
Superimpose me into leg braces. Yeah, yeah. So I had to they had to build them, I guess, with spare parts they found in the garbage, which it looks like. And I had to rock these bad boys for about 2 years of my childhood and just kind of basically ruined my childhood completely.
So is that like, do you think that's part of what contributed to you being a comic?
I think it's 100% why I'm a comedian, to be honest with you.
So did you get, did the kids...
Yeah, everyone kind of... But the thing is, kids are always dicks, but I think they were pretty nice to me. Behind my back, I'm sure I just got trashed.
They were nice to you behind your back?
No, that's what I mean. Like, they were nice to my face, but how could you not make fun of me? You're 7 years old. You see that, like... I imagine when I was walking into class, it was like Jurassic Park with that fucking ripple in the water. They knew I was coming a mile away. So this is where I was treated. And this is kind of where they put them in, and this is where all my dreams, athletic dreams died.
How does it feel, sort of looking at it now, kind of reflecting on that time?
Well, I don't know, because it's really weird, because I never really think about this place ever. Because I had to spend like 6 weeks before I got the leg braces. I had to spend 6 weeks lying in a bed with weights attached to my legs.
Really?
So I was stuck in bed for about 6 weeks straight, couldn't leave, as there was strengthening my hip, basically. Or just putting me on lockdown. So sitting here, it doesn't bring back great memories, to be honest with you. I'm not like, I miss the old days when I wore leg braces. Yeah. So it's kind of nice.
But this is a life-changing moment.
But this is a life-changing moment, and I think this is exactly, I think a lot of, and that's what my show's about, kind of like how your childhood influences who you become as an adult. And I think a lot of comedians, have a bit of a fucked up childhood. Something happened with them. It might not be as severe as this, but and then because I did this, my parents would just show me, like, my parents are British, so all we would do is just watch British sitcoms like Fawlty Towers, and because they were just like, let's just put on comedy, so he's not going to be bitching all day about being in leg braces. So that's kind of where I got my start.
That's almost the ideal situation to.
Exactly. So it's kind of hard to like. I guess I can only if I become a successful comedian, then this would be a great thing. But if I fail and fizzle out, this is just another bump in the road.
It won't even be worth it.
This was the seed of failure, basically, is what this was. So it kind of has to work out to be this. I could be the ambassador for leg braces wearers. But the funny thing is, I've never actually seen a kid in leg braces my whole life. It just really pisses me out. I've always wanted to see it. And just to see a kid just coming down the street.
What would you say, though, if you did see a kid in braces?
Pick him up and hug him. Yeah. Just be like, dude, it's...
And say, I can recommend some good open mics.
Yeah. Just like, dude, you'll be with me in 10 years, Yeah, I would just be like, listen, you're going to be fucked up when you grow up, but, it's not going to be that bad. I just assume, basically, that I was, like, the last person, and then they just made a pill for it. Or they just, like, like, pop your shoulder back in, like, they just kind of do that. And you're like, oh, you're good. Or they just say, just walk it off. Kids are just tougher now. So that's I actually haven't seen that hospital in a long time. So I used to always have to go there like once a month as a kid. But it actually used to be good. When I used to go there, I used to get let off school for one day to go up there. And
so
then
it had its perks.
It had its perks, and then every single time my parents would take me on the way home to Toys R Us where I'd get a new G.I. Joe. And then so it was always going to the doctor. That was basically my parents just said, listen, you go to the doctor, you get a free G.I. Joe out of it. So why wouldn't you go?
Did you get a lot of G.I. Joes?
Tons of G.I. Joes. Tons of G.I. Joes.
Did they lose their appeal after a while?
Because there were no, handicapped G.I. Joes, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
So that couldn't really... I just had to,
rip off
their leg. Yeah,
Forrest Gump figurine.
That's why I'll never eat in Bubba Gump's Shrimp Factory.
Boycott them. You're really quite angry about Forrest Gump.
I hate it. It's
a
terrible movie.
Where's the next place? What about your least favorite place in the world?
My least favorite place in the world is we got to go back to the UK for this, and I think a lot of people would agree with me on this one, where it's actually Oxford Circus.
Oh yeah,
the Oxford Circus.
Full of tourists.
It's not even that it's full of tourists. There's no reason why anyone should go to Oxford. There's nothing there. It's like I don't understand why people come to London to go to H&M. You know what I mean? Like, why do you come to London? There's all these cool things to do. And everyone seems to want to go to Oxford Circus, which is just full of the worst people. Everyone
so it must be this,
stands in the middle of the road. No one does anything. And it absolutely, I think there should be rules. Like, you just want to kill people. It's the only time I actually have murderous thoughts, to be honest with you. And I think most people who've been to Oxford Circus, like, just look at how full of people it is. And it's just, people have no idea what's going on, constantly on their phones, and then when the tube's messed up, it's an absolute disaster. Just, I love it. Look at this. It's just, why? You're just going to Topshop. Yeah, what'd you do in London? Oh, I went to Topshop. It's like, there's so many cool things to do in London. And these...
Well, they're all gone.
Oh, they're all gone now, yeah. Is that what happened? Did you get
after you've gone on your...
Yeah, this is after, this is after I get that rifle out. This is why you kind of need guns in Britain. Oxford Circus would just be an absolute perfect target, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's just, everything about it sucks. There's no good shops. It's just Nike, H&M.
What about Nighttime?
Topshop. What do you do at Oxford Circus at night?
I'm going to buy a nice fresh pair of Nikes.
Yeah, you know when you get that 11 p.m. shoe craving that we all get, and it's just people on their phones, and the amount of times you run into people on the back, and you just absolutely want to kill them. Just looking at this angers me, to be honest with you. I'm already in a bad mood
even when
now.
People are frozen in time, you're still
just watching people.
It still stresses you.
In Oxford, it's one of those places like whenever you have friends that visit and they always want to come, it was like, oh, what's Oxford? Just never take them there. Bad. And I don't know one single person in London that doesn't hate everything about Oxford Circus. So I would say that's your absolutely least favorite place in the world, for good reason, to be perfectly honest with you. What's next?
All right, so next one is take me to a place with a sad memory.
We're going to a little city called, or village, I don't know, called Histon.
Histon.
I don't know if you've I don't know if you've ever been to Histon. I always say Histon would be
it must be this one, right?
In the middle of nowhere, I would say. Let's see, can you click on the star?
I think that's
there. It is in Cambridge. That's it. So I always say this place, Histon. Histon is a place that if I was going to bury a body, I would bury it in Histon, because no one would ever find it. Because and here's it. The reason it's right here. It's this building right there. It's this British Legion Hall. And I think anyone who does stand-up comedy, the words Legion Hall, right here, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
just everything. Just doesn't it just?
That looks very ominous.
It just speaks comedy. It just has this, and there's something about every time I've done a gig in a little village, I've bombed, and every time I see the words British Legion Hall, it is just near death. So when I went into here, they had people were having, it was a dinner comedy night disco, the big three, every perfect thing. You always want to open for a disco. And what they did was, because they didn't want to put any chairs on the dance floor, they decided to put the stage, massive dance floor, then the audience. Perfect. So yeah, because which was actually perfect, because no one could throw anything at me, because they couldn't throw it that far, because it was that far away from the actual audience. And I just ate shit for about 30 straight minutes, just getting heckled. People were actually saying, "When is the disco?" This guy yelled at me. So when you're actually getting asked, when someone's like, "Where's the wedding DJ?" be like, "Oh my God," you're having a bad gig. And the food that they had, the dinner that they had there, wasn't even like a meal. It was like a fish and chips truck that was literally outside, and everyone just went out and got like a box full of food, and and then like a wooden fork was their meal. Oh, and then the only line that got a good laugh from me at the whole entire show was when I said I knew this was going to be a terrible gig because they wouldn't even give you fucking guys cutlery. And that's the only time they laughed.
You can never use it again.
Yeah, exactly.
That will never be relevant.
I will never do a gig in Histon again. I'm sure it's full of a few nice people, but they were not at that gig. And so I'm just going to retire from villages doing comedy, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's there we go. He was there. He was probably there.
He was there.
Yeah. That's where he's taken my confidence. Basically, he's driving it right out of there. So look at it. This speaks nothing of it's going to be a great gig. I don't even. Let's get out of here. It's just already bringing back terrible memories.
So now the next one is.
I think it was my last one. It's my
Take Me Home.
Hometown.
Take me home.
To Bradford, Ontario.
Ryan Cull.
So we're going to go down. We're going back to Canada. Brantford, Ontario. A couple of things I can tell you about Brantford is we are home to the most famous hockey player in the world. Do you know?
Ryan Gretzky?
Not
Whatever
Ryan.
His name is.
Wayne Gretzky. Oh, you're close. You're close.
That was a Freudian slip.
Yeah, it was Wayne Gretzky. Yeah, none of it. There you go. Go down. Going into Ontario. We're going into Ontario. Right down into the south of it. Right there. Right into that one. Yes. So we're gonna go, Brantford, which
London.
is also
There's a London,
there's
Ontario.
a London, Ontario. Basically, we have so many cities that are named after Britain.
Yeah.
You guys, we put the Queen on our money, so you get to apparently get naming rights of all our fucking cities.
All the good stuff.
Wow, so and the other place that was voted was the phone was invented in Brantford.
Here.
The telephone.
Right.
Yeah, right there. That's the first telephone pole.
That's the guy.
Right there. Yeah. By Alexander Graham Bell. It was invented. This is not my street, by the way.
That isn't it. Okay.
No, you're in the wrong area. I don't know where this is. We're looking for Westchester Way. Is what you're looking for. Which I don't know. Is that
There's a star just there randomly.
This is randomly put it there.
Oh, and it's moved.
Okay, right there. That street. That's
this one.
So we can go down. Yeah, I think that's the one.
I mean, do your parents still live here?
Yeah, my parents still live here.
You don't have to show us the actual house.
No.
Because this will get hundreds of views.
Oh no, please! I'd love for them.
You don't want people, stalkers, to show up.
Oh okay. No! Listen, first of all,
on your head.
There's a few things about this street. One thing, someone was murdered on it.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, we can go back, turn around. It's probably that. It's probably this house.
Yeah,
right in that. That's actually the house.
Really?
Yeah, that right here. Someone was murdered there a couple of years ago. So it's the murder house.
Is it a robbery or a domestic thing? That's the spirit
of him right there, sitting on the.
What happened?
I don't know. Apparently, my parents just told me nothing ever happens in my hometown. It's no violence or anything, but just someone got murdered there. So now it's just known as the murder house.
Jeez.
And so I guess these are the people that live there. They're like, I'm out of there. I'm not living in this house anymore. Yeah. So my house is actually the other way. If you want to go, I'll show it to you. Oh yeah, it's chipping up the body there in the wood chipper, just throwing them in there.
Very
basically.
Discreet.
So yeah, my house is just kind of up here, and this is kind of where I raised my whole life. And let's see, it should be. Is this still? It feels really weird when you can't really. Is this Westchester Way? This does not look like my street. Oh wait, no, you're on the wrong side of it. Okay, anyway, we can.
The other way?
The really funny thing is, I should know this.
Yeah.
I've lived here for like. I think you're
Out of
going.
all the
Oh wait.
places.
No. See, now you're going the wrong way. Yeah, you're going the wrong way. Let's go back the other way.
Okay,
Yeah. So this is your classic. Every city in Canada
Yeah,
kind of
this
looks like
looks-
that. The
yeah.
suburbs, the burbs. This is how every house is. Where basically we have this thing where
So much so,
so
that
you go
can't
basically
tell where
come
you're-
down here and you go right is where my house is, and it's gonna be the first one. It's gonna be the first one on the right, and right here to your right. Oh wait, that one right there, just up a bit. That's my house right there.
That's it.
That's the old.
Oh,
the
it's
Cull
cute. I like
household,
the way
yeah.
you go like a ski ramp.
Yeah, it's got a
on
little
there.
ski
Yeah,
ramp,
yeah.
which is nice. It's an easy way to climb onto the roof, and then you got this steep driveway, which basically when it snows is impossible to shovel because you just get stuck at the
This
bottom
one,
of it
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
steep. Yeah, so 11 Westchester Way. This is where the magic happened, and then we got in the back we got a pool. You know, because this is like every Canadian house. It's like worthless, but it's like big. You know, so that's this
looks
is
nice,
this is what
man.
this is what Canadian.
Nice place to grow up.
Yeah, exactly. Small.
Do you miss
little
it?
town.
Do you get homesick?
I like going back, just because it's nostalgic. But no, I wouldn't want to live there. Brantford's one of those cities. It's like you leave there right after school or you die there. There's no going back to Bradford, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're never gonna, because there's no jobs really. You have to live out. My dad drove an hour out of work back for years, but this is the city. They came from Wales. My parents were Welsh, and they decided from Wales to move to this little shitty town in Canada, which is so random. You could go anywhere in Canada.
Yeah.
No, Brantford, Ontario. That's the one. I think they just threw a dart into the map and they're like, "This is where we're gonna live."
Why not?
So yeah, so that's where I walked around with my leg braces on my whole life.
This is it.
Yeah,
Is that why the
that's it.
ground's all cracked?
Yeah, that's just all the day. Yeah, that's an absolute disgrace. Look at these roads. To be honest, I never thought. I'd hope they've been fixed by then. To be honest with you. Yeah, and this is where we always used to play street hockey on the street. You know,
Wayne's World style.
Yeah, Wayne's World style. We always played street hockey, all the sports, stuff like that. Yeah. So that's it. This is
Brilliant.
Bradford, Ontario.
So now we can zoom out.
I think that's it.
I'm gonna feel insignificant now and just zoom out.
Get back into the. This is where you need like dramatic music. And then you should show like how insignificant we're like in the solar system, and then we're just a speck of sand in the grand scheme of things. But yes, very cool.
That's it.
That's it.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's nighttime now, Luke.
Yeah, back down memory lane, a lot of this stuff. But thank you for having me.